changed the format of the third place qualifiers. Quite interesting. Anyway, I don't know if somebody else holds a contrary opinion, but you can send in a message 054 257 1061 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. You can send in a WhatsApp message. I want to know what you make of the last round of group games. Have you been impressed? Have you enjoyed what you've watched? The group stage is coming to an end. Just let me know what you have made of the group stage in all. So let me know. 054 257 1061. Now, which matches are left in terms of the final round of group games? Okay, so tonight there's a Norway versus France, which is at Boston, which is in Boston, 7 p.m. Senegal versus Iraq, also 7 p.m. in Toronto. If you go to Saturday, midnight, Cabo Verde versus Saudi Arabia, and then Uruguay versus Spain. That is at midnight. Cabo Verde and Saudi Arabia will be played at the Houston Stadium. And then Uruguay versus Spain will be played in Mexico at the Guadalajara Stadium. And then at 3 a.m. Ghana time, Egypt versus Iran at the Seattle Stadium. And then New Zealand versus Belgium at BC Place, Vancouver. Okay. And then Saturday night, Panama versus England at 9 p.m. That's at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. At the same time, at the Philly Stadium, is Croatia versus Ghana. And then Saturday night at 11:30 in Miami, it's Colombia versus Portugal. All right, 11:30 p.m. DR Congo and Uzbekistan will play in Atlanta. Also at 11:30 p.m. Ghana time. Those games are Group K games. And then Group J games, the final Group J games, Algeria versus Austria, that's at Kansas City, 2 a.m. Ghana time. And then Jordan versus Argentina, that is in Dallas, also at 2 a.m. time. So the very first round of 32 game that will be played in this year's World Cup is between South Africa and Canada. South Africa and Canada. So that's the first round of 32 game. That's at the Los Angeles Stadium. That is on Sunday night. And then Monday, Brazil versus Japan at the Houston Stadium, 5 p.m. Ghana time. And then 8:30 p.m. Ghana time in Boston, Germany will play, but they take on the third place team in either groups A, B, C, D, or F. Okay? Germany will play against the third place team in either groups A, B, C, D, or F. And then Tuesday morning at 1 a.m. in Monterrey. Monterrey is in Mexico. It's Netherlands versus Morocco. That's a tasty game. That's a very, very interesting game. Okay, Netherlands versus Morocco. That's Tuesday at 1 a.m. Ghana time. And then at 5 p.m. Ghana time is Cote d'Ivoire versus the second team in Group I. The second team in Group I. Now, which team is the second team in Group I? Let me find that team for you. The second team in Group I, as things stand, currently is Norway, but we don't know what the picture will look like.
The voice of sport.
What the picture will look like after the third round of games. Norway take on France in the third round of group games in Group I. So we'll find out in a bit. Right? And then the first team in Group I will take on the third team or the third place team from Group C, or either from Group C, D, F, G, and H. Okay? Group C, D, F, G, and H. All right? And then on the 1st of July at 1 a.m. at the Mexico City Stadium in Mexico, Mexico will take on the third place team in either Group C, E, F, H, and I. Okay? That's Wednesday, July 1. Wednesday, July 1 at 1 a.m. Right? And then at 4 p.m. that day, the winner of Group L will take on the third place team in either groups E, H, I, J, and K. Group L is Ghana's group. So the team that wins Ghana's group will take on the third place team in Group H, or I, or J or K. And that game is at Atlanta. Okay, now the winner of Group G, if you check the table, Group G is Egypt's group. All right, the winner of that group will take on the third place team in either groups A, E, H, I, or J. And that game is an 8 p.m. kickoff at the Seattle Stadium in Seattle. So that is what it looks like. Now, moving on with more round of 32 games, the USA will take on Bosnia at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium on Thursday, July 2 at midnight. All right, midnight Ghana time. And then 7 p.m. of the 2nd of July is the winner of Group H. Okay, the winner of Group H taking on the second place team in Group J. Now, Group H is Spain's group. Spain, Uruguay, Cape Verde, and Saudi Arabia. And the winner of that group is taking on the second place team in Argentina's group. Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. So that is something for all of us to take note of. And then, if you move on to 11 p.m. that day, the second place team in Group K, Group K is Colombia, Portugal, DRC, and Uzbekistan, will take on the second place team in Group L. Group L is Ghana's group. England 4 points, Ghana 4 points, Croatia 3, Panama 0. So the second place team in Group K will take on the second place team in Group L. Group L, once again, is Ghana's group. Now, if Ghana finishes second, Ghana will take on the second place team in that group, Group K. However, there is a complication. The complication is that game is in Canada. And for obvious reasons, we all know what that means. Michael Asaibedu and Kelvin Owusu are here. Guys, good morning. How are we doing?
Good morning.
Wonderful.
All as well.
So I've seen people reacting to the potential trip to Canada if we finish second in our group.
Yeah.
And all the things people are saying that, can we go and file fresh visa forms for Thomas Partey so he plays? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Canadian law was quite clear that if you have an active case against you, you are not getting into their country.
Exactly.
And the last time I checked, Thomas Partey's case was still very active.
Yeah, it's still very active. Very, very active. So if we move to Canada, we must forget anything about Thomas Partey being part of the team. So that is the current situation. We should just brace ourselves up for anything. Other than that, then we must go into the game and beat Croatia by like 5 goals, 6 goals, top the group, and then,
avoid
or the worst case scenario, try to finish third, which you cannot really trust because you never know what will happen.
You never know. So that is the thing. So that's what's happening in Ghana's group. Let me move on to more round of 32 matches. There are a few more on my schedule I need to clear. Round of 32, Friday morning at 3 a.m., Friday, July 3 a.m., it is Switzerland versus the third place team in groups E, F, G, I, and J. Right? So Switzerland will take on the team that finishes third in either Group E, Group F, Group G, Group I, and Group J. Now, which teams are in Groups E, F, G, I, and J? Now, if you go to Group E, the third place team currently is Ecuador. They have played their third game. They played it, so at least they are third in that group. Group F, the third place team, Sweden. Group G, they are yet to complete their group, but the third place team, as things stand now, is Belgium. They are yet to play. Nobody knows what it will look like. Will they get 3 points? Right? I mean, will they draw a third game and move to 3 points? Will they lose and stay on 2? Will they win and move to 5? We'll find out. And then if you go to Group I is France's group. So the team that finishes third in France's group, it could be an option. But, listeners, when FIFA writes that groups this, that, and that. What they are trying to say is that the option could come from any, but by the end of the game, certain options will fall off because, for example, Senegal. Senegal's case is a complicated one. They have a goal difference of -3. So unless they are beating Iraq by 4 or more, or 3 or more, they are not getting into the positive side of the goal difference, meaning that 3 points may not even be enough for them to qualify, depending on other factors. So, listeners, pay attention there. And then Group J is Argentina's group, and Algeria play Austria. A win for either side gives them a ticket. If they draw, they all get 4 points, right? But it will mean that Austria stay on a goal difference of 0. Algeria's goal difference, if they draw, will remain -2, but they'll go to 4 points. Will that be enough to send them through? We'll have to wait and see. Let's proceed. Australia, they've also qualified. They drew goalless with who they draw with? Paraguay.
Paraguay, yes.
Very good. They are taking on the second place team in Group G. What is that second place team in Group G? Currently, that position is held by Iran. Will they hold that position? After 90 minutes, we'll find out. But Australia are taking on the second place team in Group G. That is Egypt's group. Argentina, their place is secure. They are taking on the second place team in Group H, which is Spain's group. Spain, Uruguay, Cabo Verde, and Saudi Arabia. So the team that finishes second in that group will take on Argentina. Best of luck to them. And then Saturday, July 4, 1:30 a.m., the winner of Group K, which teams are in Group K? Colombia, Portugal, DRC, Uzbekistan. The winner of that group will take on the third place team in either Group D, Group E, Group I, Group J, or Group L, which is Ghana's group. So that's something we should all think about, that if the Black Stars, assuming they finish in third place, they could be one of 5 teams to take on the winner of Group K, which is Portugal's group. So that will be the final round of 32 match that will be played at the World Cup. Saturday, July 4, 2026 at 1:30 a.m. It is a potential day the Black Stars could be playing. So let us all mark our calendars and plan accordingly. Your messages are welcome. 054-257. You'll be where? Immortal, you'll be in America at that time. Hey! Stanley from Tema has sent us a message. You can equally send us a message. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Guys, a message came through earlier. I'll read it again, and I want your thoughts. Michael and Kelvin, I want your thoughts on this. I'll go that message. Immortal, please find me that message where the person was talking about the format of the World Cup. Anyway, Stanley from Tema says, I want to relate Jeremy Doku's situation to Ghana. How will you feel if Partey, being our most important player, decides to miss the England wife and be with his wife in labor, knowing that the match is crucial to our progression? Says, I'm not saying it to condemn Doku's action. Besides, I support him because family always comes first. You want to know my reaction? I wouldn't react differently at all.
But you know, someone is expecting his first child. What do you expect? If it happens in Ghana, the person should go and
the person should go
and see the wife to deliver. It is a no-brainer.
Can I give this example? Why is it that in the course of a football match and there is a potential health situation involving a fan, the game is stopped until that issue has been addressed?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they'll tell you that human lives matter.
Exactly. So anything that involves human life supersedes any other thing, football, whatever. So if there is human life involved, in labor, a lot of things do happen. Of course. It could happen that God forbid, but it could happen that the baby could be lost during labor. It could happen that there could be issues or situations around it. So if it calls for him to be present, to offer a certain support, I think it should be it. Football is not more important than the human life.
True.
So anything that has to do with the life, if it is a loss of a life, it is the incoming of a new life into this world. You don't have to give excuses as to why. No, nobody loves football than I don't think any other Belgian fan loves football than Doku.
Yeah.
But life supersedes everything.
Yeah,
Simple.
That is very true. I agree with that. Let me go to the line. Coach Christopher Fanimli is joining us. Chris, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, Nathan. How are you too?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. Coach,
is Michael in the studio?
Michael is here. Michael has
Tell Coach to come and take me round.
No, but you came to Accra and you've not told me that you are here.
Oh.
No more than cry. I know he doesn't speak the Ghana, so I'm intentionally going.
Myself.
Yes.
Charlie, you are welcome.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Coach, Coach, a football coach, is a analyst as well. Chris, so we are here tomorrow. Ghana takes on Croatia. Ghana has 4 points. Some people are not too sure what it means. Do we have a place in a round of 32? We don't. We'll find out. But there is a game to play. There are points to be won. There is a result to attain. How should the Black Stars approach this game against Croatia, knowing that the round of 32 is very close, but they still have to execute for 95, 96 minutes?
I was in the car with somebody this morning, and the person asked me, which of the results do I prefer? Do I want the Black Stars to place second, or do I want the Black Stars to place third? I asked the person, why not first? And the person said that he doesn't believe that Panama has got what it takes to undo the English. Then I asked the person, why are you saying second or third? And then the person was like, it's because of the controller. It's because of Thomas Partey. And I asked the person said that it seems if we were to play second, we are going to Canada to play in our round of 32, and that means Thomas Partey will not go. But if we were to play third, we stay in the US. But one thing that is clear, I stand to be corrected. Whether third or second, our opponent is going to come from Group K, which is the group involving Portugal, Colombia, and co. And it is looking very likely that it's going to be either Portugal or Colombia. And then I asked the person, so which of them do you think we can handle without Thomas Partey? And then the person was of the view, I think we can handle the Colombians without Thomas. I said, look, don't get carried away. The Colombians are even a more dangerous opponent, in my view, than the Portuguese. The Portuguese, yes, they've got stars that are well known, so it is easy to prepare for them. But when it comes to the Colombians, you know they are a good team, but you don't know their extra weapons that they've got. So it's a bit dicey whatever you are going to put out there as a technical man to guide the team is going to be the right one. So I told the person that there are so many things that you have to do. But as a manager, as a coach, if I'm in charge, I think fundamentally, I will be encouraging my boys to win my game. Because if you win your game, you establish that winning mentality. And once that winning mentality is established, it doesn't really matter who comes before you. And then the person said, that coach, you know that in playing a major tournament like the World Cup, you have to be smart in doing so. I said, I agree. And you know that I'm one of the people, or I can say that I will do everything to have Thomas Partey in every game the Black Stars play. But let's think Ghana. Let's ensure that with or without the controller, the boys can do a job that will get us into the next stage of the tournament. So, Nathan, it's a very, very difficult game, a very, very important game. We cannot sit and say we have qualified already, although it is looking increasingly clear that all those third place teams that have 3.3 points, we are definitely better than them. And there are still more games to be played to decide. But from where we are, I am confident that we'll be one of the 8 best third place teams. If the West come to West, the Black Stars will be in the round of 32. And you remember, we've had this discussion most often. I've said that step out of the group. Whatever comes after that is a bonus to some of it. But it doesn't mean that if there's a possibility to go further and further into the tournament, we should compromise on that. So we are ready. The boys are ready, as usual. Some of us have been very confident and very sure of their progress in the tournament because of the moment the sacking of Otuado was effected. Some of us saw at least there's some light at the end of the tunnel. So we are engaged in it and we are ready. The boys are ready.
In terms of a plan, you've seen Croatia, you've seen them play 2 games, one against England, one against Panama. In terms of a specific tactical plan, what will be the best way to approach the game? What must we do? What are the things we must execute to get what we want?
I think, first of all, we should stick to the same formation. There has to be a 3-man midfield. I keep emphasizing. You remember, I have been crying for this since before the tournament even started, that is the best way to bring the best out of our best player. If you put Thomas Partey in the midfield too, it means you'll be asking him to do too much, and therefore he's going to struggle. Not because he's not a good player, but because a bit of aging has caught up on him. Thomas is 4 years older than he was in 2022. So it has to be a midfield 3. I'm so happy with the back 4, and I'm certain that Benjamin Asari again will keep his position, because he clearly showed that, number one, or a deputy, he's up to the task. Marvin, Ajite, Jerome, and Gideon have been extremely brilliant. Extremely brilliant. I have seen some part of Gideon Mensah that I never saw, or that I've never seen over the years. The fact that he could, even when isolated in the 1v1 situation, he could have it on against whoever the winger is. If you look at our attacking play, Nathan, what is very clear is that we can do all the defending right, but going forward, we have to be a bit more clinical. We need to add a bit more to our game. I have looked at this team, just as many people, we've all looked at the team, we've critically analyzed our team. This team is going to be a transition team, or this team is a transition team. 1, because of the coach we've got. 2, because when we are playing, we are so deep in our half that there isn't always the need to progress the ball by passing the ball to our lead strikers or to our front 3 to fit. There are times where you need, in trying to liberate or in trying to bypass the press, the ball is supposed to be hit into space. There's a reason why this team looks sharper, more threatening as an attack when the captain of the team is not in the game. Don't get me wrong. I will stick to the 4-3-3 like we did, but I would change a personnel. I would change Jordan Ayew, because I think that he's not got the legs. He's a very good player. The way he plays his game slows down our transition, because he's not ready to play off the midfielders or play off his strike partners. He holds onto the ball and completely ignore every run that is being done in and around him. Even when you have the players getting closer to him, our midfielders, normally he's with his back to goal. So when you have the ball and the midfielders show up, return the ball back to them so that they will see the width and the off-the-ball movement on the pitch to execute the pass. He's not doing any of that. And therefore, we need to look at a plan B. Look, nobody should mistake. It isn't a coincidence that our team looks sharper. All the goals we've scored under this manager have all been scored when Jordan Ayew is not on the pitch. That is the system of the team. It is a transitional team, a team that will soak the pressure and then play on the break. And therefore, when we are playing on the break, what do you need to play on the break? You need players who are direct and who are pacey. Look, I was listening to a piece from ESPN, and they were analyzing the Black Stars. And they said for Ghana to progress further in the tournament, we cannot have Jordan Ayew as our lead striker. And the guy said he's an important player, but from the way we set up and from the way we are playing, he'll be useful when we've got something to protect. That is when you need him to calm down the nerves and calm and ease the tension in the game. But the fact remains that he hasn't scored a goal yet in 3 World Cups. Is that something we should be looking at? Yes, of course. Yes, of course, we should be looking at that. Yesterday, I did the Côte d'Ivoire game somewhere. and when Brad Lye and myself were doing the tactical breakdown, there were occasions where the Ivorian striker, the guy who plays for Inter Milan, he could have chosen to be part of the build-up, but he never did. He stuck to the center backs and engaged them in the half. When you need Jordan to be engaging in the final attacking third, he's on the wing enjoying the football. So the Black Stars hardly commit. The Black Stars hardly have presence in the box when he's on the pitch. I am of the view that if you want to bring the best out of this team, the captain will have to be benched and bring him on when there's a lead to protect. If you look at the Croatians, Nathan, technically, I think they are a very, very good team. Technically, I think they are a very, very good team. So what we need to do, we need to be very careful. They are coming into the game with only one ambition. They know they have to win. They know they have to win. Although a draw could make them one of the third best placed team, but they know that if they win, their qualification is guaranteed. For such a team, they want to test our boys from the very beginning. I was so happy that we started the game in the right manner against the England team. You remember, I highlighted the way we started against Wales. Yeah. I highlighted the way we started against Panama. And I was so much worried that we should not start the England game the way we started those two previous games. And I was happy when I saw that from the blast of the whistle, the boys were in sync, the boys were ready, and everything went on smoothly. We cannot afford to drop off from the start we had against the English team, because I'm certain that the Croatians will come at us. The longer it goes, and it is 0-0, the Croatians will be tracking the other result, and their mathematicians on their bench will be comparing their results to all the other groups that have been played. Whether if they were to get a point, it will be enough to qualify them to the next round of the competition. We as Ghana, we need a draw, but I'll tell the boys, go and win it. It is clear that our next opponent, whether we like it or yes, is most likely to come from Group K. So we are going out there knowing who our next opponent will be. Modric, Kovacic, Perisic, take it or leave it. These guys have aged. And look at the way the coach is using them. They play 60 minutes, 70 minutes. He withdraws them out and bring in a fresh leg. Do we have the men to outrun and outpace the Croatians? I think so. So let's lure them. Let's get them to commit into our half, set the zone for the press, trigger the press, anticipate the passing channels, intercept the ball, and unleash the pace of our players. I expect Semenyo to start his World Cup against Croatia. When I say start, he started very well, don't get me wrong, but I expect him to score his first World Cup goal for Ghana against Croatia. If we can get the right players, the Thomas Asante, and of course Semenyo, and Isaaku is proving to be a very solid substitute. He's done so well in the 2 games that he's played as a substitute. But now we need to opt for who is the third man. Are we going to stick to Inaki Williams? I think the coaches may give him another opportunity because of his experience. Against England, he might not have impacted the game in terms of an impact with the ball, but defensively, he was solid. He tracked back and gave Marvin Senaya enough cover. That was why they were able to deal with and nullify the threat of Anthony Gordon and the English left back. So going forward, what do we do? How I wish, and the Sneema would have fully recovered, because I did see, and you have the tape there. You and I, we've been together for a very long time. Yeah. I said, look, he cannot play every 2 to 3 days. Yeah, when my colleague Ebenezer Sifak called me a joke because of that statement. That is something I'll come to your studio and I will address personally at the right time.
Okay, no problem.
Now, who is the joke? Is Ebenezer the joke or Coach Nimle is the joke? I said that if the boy is fully fit, he walks into the team. But because of the ACL injury, he cannot, or we cannot demand of him to give us 100%, even a 70% performance after every 3 to 4 days. It is not done anywhere. The science will not allow that to happen. So now that he didn't play against England in our last, he played in, I think about 50, 60 minutes in our last game. Now I think he can go on another trajectory. We can put him on there. So if he's fit and he's ready to do another 60 minutes or even another 30 minutes, let's get him to come on the pitch and push the Croatian backwards. And I'm sure with the sober head of the technical team, that they are so much in control. Nobody is complicating issues. For the defenders, I wish they could improve upon their passing ability from the back, because that is why some of us have called for a 3-man midfield, together with the fullbacks, together with the wingers and the striker. That gives them enough passing option. So if Ajete and Jerome are listening, the passing option can grow. Bring out the ball in confidence so that you can break the channel, break the pass as our players fit into the pocket, and let's feed them through the pocket, get them to 10 and run at the opposition. I am so delighted that we are on track, and I'm very certain that qualification will be secured, God willing, tomorrow.
All right, just away from Ghana, are there any teams that have impressed you for one reason or other? Which teams have impressed you with either their style, their performance, tactics? I'm just curious. I just want to know if you have any teams that you've watched that you've been very happy with what they've done.
To be very honest with you, very, very honest with you, I'm going to put a surprise out there. I know what Spain, France, Argentina are capable of doing, but I don't believe those guys have been tested yet. I think the surprise of the tournament, tactically, commitment-wise, has been Cape Verde. I watched them play against the Spanish team. That defensive masterpiece is one of the best I have seen in a long, long time. The Black Stars practically, tactically mimic that against England. If you watch that game they played against Uruguay, Nathan, the intensity, the commitment level, the balance between when to attack and when to defend, the balance between when to show die-hard spirit for your country was extremely amazing. As a coach, I sat there and I said, oh my goodness, I wish I would be coaching these players. And the commentator summed it up when he said, if you look at the players of Uruguay, there's a Real Madrid player in there. There's a Tottenham Hotspur player in there. They've got a player who plays for Atletico Madrid. Big teams they are playing for, world-class team. And then he juxtaposed that against the players of Cape Verde. And you could clearly see the disparity that some of them are playing for second division team elsewhere. But they could stand up, go toe-to-toe with not only the Spanish team tactically, but they did the same with the Uruguayan team. So in my view, I've enjoyed watching them. I see the France, the Argentina, the Brazil, these are expected of them. It is now that they are going to, the Dutch, look at the permutation. It's Holland v Morocco. That is going to be an absolute spectacle. It is at this stage when you begin to show your true character, to begin to look at, oh, okay, this is now the boys from the men. So me, the team that have surprised me and that have played with absolute commitment, that I've enjoyed watching, is Cape Verde. Tactically, they've been brilliant. And I think that I pray hard. Normally I don't pray when it comes to football. But for Cape Verde, I prayed very hard that they add up to the African numbers. As it speaks, Cote d'Ivoire has qualified. Morocco, I think Egypt will join them. The Black Stars of Ghana will join them. And Africa is likely to get at least 60 to 70% of their teams in the round of 32. That will be a huge bonus. And the moment we get an African, we get like three African teams in the quarterfinals. We'll repeat what we did in Qatar, and the world should watch out. The surprise of an African team in the final. They should stay focused. Don't behave like Cote d'Ivoire against Germany. When the chances comes, you put them away. You have to be clinical. And I think if the African teams can work on how to put their chances away, Nathan, we are in for a surprise. You see, as for the weather in America, it favors the Africans. So I wish there was no water break. Yes. So my surprise package has been Cape Verde. And I really hope they make history by securing qualification to the next round.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. I won't take too much of your time. You have a class to teach. Thank you. Enjoy your day. We'll catch up later on
Surely.
the other side, and then we'll see how the Black Stars
Surely, my brother.
will
Surely.
play against
All
Croatia.
right.
Anyway,
Bye.
enjoy your day, Chris. Thank you so much. All right, that was Coach Christopher Nimley, a football coach and an analyst, sharing his thoughts on the Black Stars, what we must do. Coach Kwabena Danso is also here. We'll get to his thoughts in a bit. Michael Asabedi, Michael, I wanted your thoughts on a particular WhatsApp message that came in. I don't know why Malta hasn't given me that message. So I think the crux of the message was that this listener said he had a problem with the eight best qualifiers, right?
Okay.
And he felt that it wasn't fair because he says some teams will play ahead of others. And so everybody, by the time I go to play, I already know the result I need because somebody has played, and it kind of determines what I must do to go and play. And that the person thinks all the matches need to be played at the same time. I wonder how possible that will be if all matches on the third day, because in every group, the matches are played at the same time, but not on the same day.
I think there's a certain exclusivity when it has to do with groupings. So the only time where you have to consider playing at the same time for the purposes of fair play is when the occurrences impact movement or positioning in that specific group. That is the point. Now, the argument he's trying to advance is that because Group A, B, and C will play before the other groups, let's say Ghana is in Group L. So by the time we play our game, then perhaps almost 8 groups would have completed theirs. So it gives us a fair idea of where we can place and wherever. That is why we do the draw. That is why we do the draw. And that is why you play 3 games in your group. So if you want to be in a better position or state, you just make the most out of your group matches. So that is first and foremost. Make the most out of your group matches. Now, to eliminate any issues of infringement on fair play, FIFA decided that every last group game should be played at the same time. I think Andam has done a wonderful explainer video detailing what happened in 1982. Exactly. So the point is that you only have to worry about what is happening in your group and not another group. If you are not in Group L, you don't worry about what happens in Group L. It does not affect you in any way. There is a reason that teams were separated and then housed into respective groups. So if I am, let's say, South Korea, I had a job to do against South Africa, and I fluffed it. South Africa beat me and qualified at my expense. And I will have to wait until the completion of the last group of matches to know my state. I don't go blaming Ghana or Croatia that you do not play well, you do not play to give us a result that will help us. No. You only focus on what happens. So I'm sorry, we can't play all the last group matches at the same time for logistic reasons, for coverage reasons, for a lot of reasons. It would not be possible. It would not be possible. So my guy, I understand the point that he's trying to make, but then again, this is tournament football and teams signed up for what is actually happening now. So you don't end up complaining. I don't think any team will even complain that at the end of all the group matches that they were not fairly treated. No, you have control of what happens in your group. Deal with it and then move on.
Well, 8:44. You can send in your comments 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send us your WhatsApp messages. Let's know what you think. Teams are, I'm booking their tickets to the round of 32. Let me give you the standings for the third place team. So there are 12 teams on the table now. Sweden, 4 points, goal difference 0. Ecuador, 4 points, goal difference 0. Now, listeners, I want you to pay attention because, as I said, this is mathematics. And thank God Coach Danso is here. Let me bring Coach in to see if he can support my theory. Coach, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very well, and you?
I'm fine. So this is the point I'm making. I think that this is basic maths. Okay. We are dealing with the number line. I'm saying that In terms of the third place teams, those on the right side of the number line, which is the positive side, they are fine.
Yeah.
If you are on the negative side of the number line, your problem is that you pray your number is a smaller number, i.e., -1 is better than -2.
Yeah, it's true.
And -2 is better than -3.
Yeah.
So I can have 4 points. You can have 4 points. If my goal difference is -1, I'm in a better situation than you.
Yeah, that is true.
So
those on the left side
of the number line,
you must pray you get closer to the y-axis.
The y-axis. We've gone back to geometry.
Yeah. So once you are closer to the y-axis, it means that your negative number is smaller, lower, and that increases your chance to to qualify.
So that is the basis of the table.
And
so think about it,
and
Michael.
that gets me worried about Senegal. I think that yes, it was okay if they lost to France, but they could have managed the Norwegian game very well. Now they don't just need a win; they need a heavy win.
Of course.
And even that does not guarantee them qualification.
Yes, of course.
Because they can win, have 3 points and maybe a goal differential of +2, assuming they beat Iraqi by 5-0. Because that is what we are looking at. Senegal has 0 points.
Yes.
And a
goal difference of 3. -3, yes.
Exactly. So it means if they are winning 5-0, they are getting 3 points +2. Now you see teams building up in terms of their point tally. And there are a couple of teams on 3 points who have a game to play.
Yes. And you never know
what will happen.
Yes.
So the more teams get 4 points, the more difficult is it for Senegal to qualify.
Yeah.
And in fact, as it stands here, it is easier for Cabo Verde to qualify without even winning the game than Senegal beating Iraq 5-0 and then failing to qualify. So I think they put themselves in a very difficult situation. They came to display something, but they failed to apply the strategy needed to play tournament football.
Yeah, and
tournament football is about strategy, not you just projecting a good team. And I think they failed that. Partey has not crowned himself in a lot of glory. The Senegalese players themselves, I think the worst culprits will be Ismail Assar and my very good friend Nicolas Jackson. You see, I think it's so sad. They might be one of the best African teams that we never got to enjoy at this tournament. But all the same, I think Africa is making some very, very positive inroads.
You are. Now, back to the table. So, listeners, Sweden, 4 points, goal difference of 0.
No problem.
Ecuador, 4 points, goal difference of 0. They've played their 3 games. They are fine. They are right at the center of the... coach, so they are meeting the Y and X axis. They are right at the meeting point in the middle of the axis, right? 0. The origin. Okay, that's what they say, the origin. Bosnia, 4 points -1. So you see what I'm saying? 4 points -1. They are here. Paraguay, 4 points -2. All of them have played 3 games. Let's go on. Croatia, they have 3 points, but they've played 2. They have a goal difference of -1. So meaning that any point Croatia gets in that final game sends them closer. Because, for example, if they draw goalless, it becomes 4 points -1.
And they will move ahead of Paraguay, Croatia. And they will move ahead of Paraguay. And then between them and Bosnia, they would have to use fair play.
Fair play. The team that has the fewer yellow cards.
Yeah.
Because there's no head-to-head here. You can't use head-to-head.
No.
You can, it's pointless to use goals. Maybe I don't know if they'll use goal scored. Michael, so in this
they'll
case,
use goal scored, goal difference, and then they will use the fair play as the last tiebreaker.
The last tiebreaker. Excellent. So in terms of the best or the third place teams, if 2 teams are locked on points and let's say the same goal difference, the next thing is what goal scored.
Yeah, goal scored.
So if you mentioned which team, Bosnia. Bosnia scored 5. Croatia have scored 3.
Okay.
So
Bosnia
let's keep an eye
at that. So
let's keep an eye out.
Worst case scenario, if Croatia draws 2-2 with Ghana.
Yes. Now it puts them in a good place. They would have scored 5. Bosnia would have scored 5. Goal difference is still the same.
Exactly.
Then we go to yellow cards.
Yeah.
Again, remember yellow cards eliminated Senegal a few years ago from the World Cup.
And you know the interesting thing? If they do the fair play tie-breaking situation and still teams cannot be separated, they will use the FIFA ranking.
Hey! Sure.
So
Anyway.
Ghana, let us not get close to this, please. We
So
beg.
the people handling the blast, remind the players who no need for some calculation.
FIFA
ranking, because Ghana's ranking currently, let me check the current FIFA rankings. Hold on.
Like 65 or something.
Yeah, I think Ghana's moved. I want to check the current ranking, so we keep that in mind. I'm reading from the FIFA website.
We also get it here.
It
The
will
last one
open-
was in June.
The last was
June 11,
June
before the start
11.
of a tournament.
So June 11, before the start of the tournament. Let me check Ghana's ranking. Let me click show full ranking. Let me see you. Where's Ghana is now 65th. Ghana is in position 65. So if it comes to FIFA rankings, we go fit chop hot for that side. Let us be very careful. Anyway, let me continue. So Paraguay 4 points -2, Croatia 3 points -1, but they've played 2. South Korea 3 points -1, but they have played all 3 games. Yeah. This was Michael's point about Senegal and the danger they are in. Yeah. Algeria 3 points -2, they are yet to play their final game. Scotland 3 points -3. Another team that has put itself into a pickle is Scotland. 3 points -3. Cape Verde 2 points, goal difference of 0. So even if Cape Verde gets 1 more point, it is 3 points and 0. It is better than Senegal's whatever.
No, in fact, it will be better than Scotland. It will be better than Algeria. If Algeria loses to Austria, it will be better than Senegal. And even South Korea.
Cape Verde 2 points, goal difference of 0. They are yet to play their 3rd game. Belgium, same story, goal difference of 0, 2 points. DRC -1 goal difference, but they have 1 point.
Yeah.
Their final game is against who are they playing? Uzbekistan.
And they need to win.
So DRC need to beat Uzbekistan. If they score 1 goal, it is now 0.
Yeah.
Then if they win, it's 4 points and 0.
And they'll move closer to Ecuador.
Who are in position number 2 in terms of the 3rd place teams.
Yeah.
So in this World Cup, as I said earlier, when you get the beatable teams, beat them. Because a team like Canada, they have made it because of the 6 goals they scored against Qatar. The 6 they scored against Qatar, those goals have pushed them here. Just imagine if they didn't win that game.
Yeah.
So listeners, that's the picture. The final team in terms of the ranking is Senegal. 0 points and -3. What do they need? They need to win. But as Michael said, they need to win heavily. And even that, it may not be enough.
Yeah.
So Senegal's fate is not in their hands. It's in somebody else's hands. Hoping that somebody will drop points, do them a favor. So if they even beat Iraq, we are not even sure if they. So that's the thing. They have to beat Iraq. 1, to beat Iraq heavily, and 3, hope that somebody in this ranking who has 2 points will not get any more points. They will hope that Belgium, Cape Verde will not get any more points. They will hope that, that's it. That's what they will hope for. That they will not get any more points. They will hope that teams like Croatia will not get any more points, because 4 points is better than 3 goals with a 200+ goal difference. It won't do you any good. Anyway, Coach Lanso is here. He's finished setting up the board. Coach, today, what are we looking at?
So
Sorry, Coach.
Okay,
I think there's an interesting dynamic here. Belgium will play New Zealand, right?
Yes, they play New Zealand.
So Senegal will need Egypt to do them a favor.
They need who?
Egypt. Yes, Egypt needs to beat
Hold
Iran.
on.
Egypt to do them a
Senegal.
favor. Yes.
Today they need Egypt.
Yeah, because Belgium is now the 3rd place team. If they beat New Zealand, they move to 5. So they are no longer considered for 3rd position.
Yes.
Then there is Iran versus Egypt. If Egypt beats Iran, Iran will be placing 3rd in that group on 2 points.
Okay.
So that will drop.
Okay.
You get it?
That
And
moves Iran further down.
there to the on 2 points.
Yes.
And if Senegal wins, 3 points. So they eliminate the possible teams that could qualify at their expense from the equation. Now, it is not about Senegal just winning heavily. They also need to get other teams to do them a favor. And one is Egypt. One is Algeria.
I hope, this one for drama's sake, I hope the Egyptians know this. If I'm Egypt.
You never.
I'll play out a goalless.
Wow.
to eliminate Senegal for all the things they've
And that would
done.
be fine for Iran because they also have 0.
Yes, goalless helps Iran.
Yeah.
They'll get 1
It'll be
point.
similar to the Cabo Verde
Yes,
story.
they'll get 1 point. Right, Iran. Where's Iran? Iran will get 1 point.
Yeah, they have 2 points.
Iran have 2 points.
Yeah, they drew with New Zealand 2-2,
Yes.
and they drew with Belgium 0-0.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Iran's group. Iran is in which
Group G.
Group G, very good. So assuming Egypt and Iran play out a goalless, Egypt get 5.
Yeah.
Iran 3, and
Yeah.
that will leave Iran with a goal difference of 0. So which means any draw
Will be okay for them.
between Egypt and Iran,
To the proper.
any draw between Egypt and Iran eliminates Senegal, and it puts Iran into the equation once more for a possible place in the round of 32.
Senegal.
And Belgium are playing New Zealand. If Belgium wins and they get 5, they are fine.
That one, awoof.
Hey! Senegal, today there you are praying for Egypt to do you a favor. How I wish it were Morocco. Listeners, just imagine if it was Morocco who had to do Senegal a favor to qualify. Anyway, coach, let's proceed.
Yeah, Nathan. So today we'll be looking at 2 things. The first one will be Uruguay, Spain, and then the second one, of course, Croatia, Ghana. And most of the attention and everything will be on the Croatia, Ghana. Uruguay, Spain, we are just doing some stuff over there. Now Uruguay at this World Cup has not been very entertaining, and they've not played to the level and standards most people expected them to do. So in their 2 games, they drew against Saudi Arabia, they drew against Cape Verde. So it means that against the 2 opposition that most people felt that Uruguay would be able to win, they were unable to win those 2 games. Now they'll be playing against a tournament favorite, not just a group favorite, a tournament favorite in Spain, and that makes it very difficult for Uruguay. Now with Uruguay, Nathan, at this World Cup, I can highlight about 3, major issues with their system, with their play.
Okay.
3 major issues with how they play, and to me, is the reason they were unable to beat Saudi and then Cape Verde.
Okay.
Now the first one is the width problems of Uruguay.
Uruguay's with problems.
With problems.
Okay.
Now you see, this is Uruguay. Most of the time at this World Cup, whenever they are building up, they like to commit a lot of men up front. So at times they commit 6 players up front. At times they commit even 7 players up front.
Okay.
But the profile of the wingers that Uruguay use in their games, to me, it is not helping them. Now looking at how they play with Maxi Arau and then Agerson Canobio as their wingers. So Arau at the left side, a left footer at the left side, and then Canobio at the right side, a right footer at the right side. So that means that you would be playing, right at the right.
Okay.
Left at the left, so they cannot cut in, because if the right footer decides to cut in, he will cut into his left foot, and that is his weaker foot. So that is one of the things. The type of wingers that they are using at this World Cup doesn't help them to cut in. Now, if you are playing with these players again, Agerson, Canobio, and then even Arau, for their club teams, they thrive a lot whenever their teams are playing with 3 at the back, using them as the wing backs. So it means that they make a lot of vertical runs. So they are linear footballers on this line. They will be going a lot of vertical runs, linear footballers. They do not cut inside. They don't cut inside and come to the half spaces. Now they are holding their weight for Uruguay. Now, Nathan, whenever you are playing and you have out-to-out wingers, just as Uruguay has, it means that you need interior midfielders to occupy the half spaces. Because if you had out-to-in wingers, at least they can cut inside and occupy the half spaces. But Uruguay, they are playing with out-to-out wingers. So you need interior midfielders to play in the half spaces. Who are the midfielders of Uruguay? Now they play with 3-man midfield. Manuel Ugarte, Rodrigo Betancourt, Fede Valverde. Now for Ugarte, we know Manuel Ugarte whenever his team do not have the ball. Because with the ball, he offers very little for you. But without the ball, his tackles, the interceptions, the defensive containment, and you see, in defensive transitions, he will give you that balance. So that is it for Manuel Ugarte. So whenever you have the ball, there's little about Manuel Ugarte.
Okay.
Now the other midfielder is Rodrigo Bentancur. Bentancur is very good whenever you are building up. So he will give you, that tempo management whenever you are building up. That is Rodrigo Bentancur. Asking Bentancur to play in the half spaces doesn't work because he doesn't have, that profile, that technical ability to play in the half spaces. Again, for Fede Valverde, he's a player who tries whenever he has a lot of space, up front. So he can run into that space and he has a lot of power. And let me take you back to the goal he scored against Man City in the Champions League. A lot of space. Courtois pushes the ball there, he runs, and then the power comes for him to score a goal. So playing with Fede Valverde as a player, to occupy the half spaces or as an interior midfielder, that also will not work. So looking at their three-man midfield, whenever they have the ball, Manu Ugarte is a man minus. Rodrigo Bentancur will be playing at a role he's not accustomed to. The same thing with Fede Valverde. So clearly, with the ball, their midfielders, they are off. And again, they will be playing with wingers who are out-to-out wingers. And to me, this takes a lot of creativity away from their team. And I'm not surprised that in their last game, they resorted to crosses. Because with this, it will be very difficult for you to create from open play. Unless you rely on cross. And in the game against Cape Verde, they were, crossing the ball left, right, center. Why? Because they had numbers in the box and then they decided to rely on crosses. So looking at Spain against Uruguay and even their group. Now Uruguay sits on 2 points. 2. Cape Verde will be playing against Saudi. Uruguay, you are playing against Spain. And to me, this game, Spain will beat Uruguay. Once Spain beats Uruguay, Uruguay will be left with 2 points. What does that mean? They will be going home. So with how they decided to set up at this World Cup, with the profile of players, yes, they have a very good coach in Marcelo Bielsa. But for the first time, I think Bielsa, selected a style of play where he did not really have the players to execute it. And to me, it is the reason why Uruguay, at the end of the third round of games, will be going home. To me, this will be the end of the road for Uruguay.
Wow, so it was a mismatch of tactics and player profiles.
Yes, and player profiles. Yesterday, I said it on the Copa Mundo show, that before you decide on a specific style of play, one, you need the technical ability of the players to fit into that style of play. And you as the coach, you need the tactical knowledge to play it. Looking at how positional Uruguay wants to play, their head coach, Marcelo Bielsa, has the tactical knowledge to play that way. But their players lack, the technical quality to do it. Their profile doesn't match that style that the manager wants to use. And to me, it's the more reason why they'll be going home. Now to Croatia against Ghana. Their manager, Zlatko Dalic, had this to say ahead of the game. We are returning to the way that is best for us, where we feel best, where we achieved all our successes, and that is 4 players in the back line. That is what Croatia plays best, and that is what we are returning to. Zlatko Dalic. Now for Croatia, in the build-up to this World Cup, in the friendlies that they played, they were torn between playing with a 3 at the back and a 4 at the back. So at times they play with the back 3, at times they play with the back 4. And to many of the people in Croatia, they felt that playing with a back 3 did not really help them to maximize their potential. Because if we are looking at this image, now Croatia with a back 3, join us on our social so that you can really enjoy the tactical board session.
Yes, you can join us on YouTube. You can join us on Facebook to see the tactical session live. Coach Kwabena Danso is in studio. He's a CAF licensee coach and a video analyst. Plus, he's a math and science teacher. I love that part. I like to say it all the time. Michael Asaibedu is here with me. Today, we are the only 2 students in class. Me, I've been here every day, so I'll get extra 5 marks for attendance. And coach's TA Fidelis is also here. By the time we are done with the World Cup, Fidelis would be a coach as well.
Now, Nathan, so whenever Croatia, they are playing with the back three. Vadio, Pongracic, Sutalo, back three. Modric, Kovacic as the pivot. And then Perisic, as the left wing back. Stanisic, right wing back. With Baturina, Kramaric, Ante Budimir. So 3-4-2-1. Now this 3 at the back means that the double pivot of Modric and Kovacic, whenever the team is attacking, you must support the attack. Whenever the team is in defensive transition, you must make the recovery run. So with the 3 at the back, the double pivot in your team are very, very important. Whenever you are attacking, they must attack. They must join the attack. Whenever you are defending, they must make the recovery run. They must come back to try and then defend. They must defend just in front of their back 3 or their back 5 if their wing backs are able to join in time. What is the age of Modric? The age of Kovacic. Can these 2 players give you those recovery runs throughout the 90-minute period whenever they are playing in a back 3? No. And it explains why when Croatia decides to play in a back 3, most of the time defensively they were too open because the 2 midfielders, Kovacic and then Modric, cannot give you those over, recovery runs all the time. Whenever they had the ball, they must go for the attack. Without the ball, they must run back. These 2 players, combine their ages, it's more than 70.
That's true.
So they cannot give you that consistently throughout the 90-minute period. And a lot of time, whenever they play with this, a lot of teams were exploiting this. So for Zlatko Dalic, at this stage, you need not to be stubborn. That is why he has said that he is now going to, return back to the 4 at the back. Because he thinks that playing with the 4 at the back will help them. Now with their 4 at the back, they have Josko Vadio as their left back, Pongracic, Sutalo at the center backs with Stanisic as the right back. Modric, Kovacic once again will be their double pivot. Kramaric, Perisic as the wingers with Baturina just behind Ante Budimir. Now with this, you see, analyzing Ghana and then Croatia. Nathan, to be very honest with you, this is the most difficult game to analyze.
Okay, why?
Because it's a 3rd game in the group. Check the 3rd games, the ones they've already played, and check how the teams decided to line up, how the teams decided to approach the games. Yesterday, after Germany's game, their captain, was it Kimmich? Yeah. He said Ecuador wanted the win more than Germany. Dennis Undav, the same thing. He says Ecuador wanted the win more than them. Now their manager, Julian Nagelsmann, said it is nonsense to think Ecuador wanted the win more than Germany. Now, have you seen the contrast? As the players who were on the field are saying that they felt Ecuador really wanted the win than them, their manager is also saying, oh no, it is nonsense to think that way. Check how USA played against Turkey. So in the last, round of games, it has been very, very difficult to analyze because of how the teams decide to set up. Paraguay against Australia, they felt that we need a draw. Analyze how they played.
Something small for the boys.
Look at how they played. So analyzing Croatia and Ghana, to me, is very difficult because of how they are going to set up. But if these 2 teams are to play to their strength, Croatia will be a much more difficult game than England. And I'll explain why. For Croatia, once they are attacking, they target your defensive line. England, whenever they are attacking, they target your midfield line. And that is why when we decided to play with a 4-5-1, we were able to contain the English.
Because they like to, as you said, target your midfield line.
Your midfield line.
Once you are able to match them in that area, you are okay.
Yes. And that was why the Ghana against England game, I said we must play with a 4-5-1. To me, that one would really help us. But Nathan, against Croatia, as England will target our midfield line, Croatia are going to target our defensive line. So with the attack, Stanisic comes forward as an overlapping fullback. Josko Vardiol, at times he holds the weight at the left side. At times he comes inside for the half spaces, and then Perisic holds the weight.
Yeah.
So either one of them are going to be in the half space, and then one will be holding the weight. Now Ante Budimir will give you the box presence, and then we'll be, fighting with our centre backs. Unlike Hurricane, who would want to come into the midfield, Ante Budimir will be here. He will be there, occupying and then pinning our centre backs, with Baturina just behind him, trying to feed on the second balls and all that. And then they will have Modric, Kovacic, at times with the ball playing ability and then the ball carrying of Kovacic. He would want to carry the ball, draw a player out, release the ball to Perisic or even to Baturina. So playing against Croatia, they like to, overload the last line. So they want to target your defensive line. For the midfield line, they have Modric, who can just use one pass to bypass your midfield line. They have Mateo Kovacic, who can use his ball carrying ability to either break the midfield line or draw out a player and give the ball to the players in the half spaces. So if you are Ghana and you are going to play to your strength, if you are Croatia and you are going to play to your strength, this game, Nathan, it will be difficult and different to Ghana against England. I disagree with people who think Ghana must open up against Croatia. It will be suicidal, trust me. Because they will target our defensive line. If there's a game, I don't know if the technical team has really drilled our team in a back five. But if there's a game I would recommend a back five, it will be Ghana against Croatia. Why? Because Croatia will target our defensive line. Unlike England, who were targeting our midfield line. Because for Croatia, Modric can use just a pass to bypass the midfield line. Kovacic can use his movement to do it. So they commit numbers in your defensive line. With Perisic running, with Budimir, with Baturina, with Stanisic, they can hurt you there. Again, one thing that the Croatians use a lot is vertical runs. For England, they will come here, they will stand here, they will try to, get the ball back in the horseshoe and then get here. Recycle the ball. No, Croatia, they are not going to do that. When Croatia gets at the right side, they will be waiting for vertical runs. Vertical runs from Kramaric, from Baturina, from even Ante Budimir. So they run a lot. So it's two things. Either you work very well on your defensive line so that whenever they run, it will be an offside, or you must follow. If in your training sessions, you've seen that I cannot really make them, fall into an offside position, then it means that you must follow their run. You must track their run. That is why I'm suggesting Ghana to get at least 5 numbers on the defensive line. So that even if one decides to track a run, you'll be left with 4. Or if we decide to play with a 4-5-1, as we did against England, then Nathan, with that one, it would mean that our midfielders must track the run of those players who will come at the half spaces. If we decide to play with a 4-5-1, then the midfielders must track the runs. Against England, we were not tracking the run. We just made it compact so that they cannot access, the central areas. But against Croatia, they are going to run a lot. They are going to make a lot of the vertical runs. So it's either we play in a back five, ask our back five, one of them to track so that we get a 4, or in a 4-5-1, tax your midfielders to track the run. If we do not do that, they will beat us. If we do that, we stand a chance. Now, playing against Croatia, what does Ghana need? Do we need to win? No. Mickey rightfully said, this is tournament stage. At this stage, you play with your head a lot of the time. That is what Senegal were unable to do, and today they are more out than in. They are more out than in. So playing against Croatia with this their style of play, Ghana must really strategize very well. How we defended against England was good, but that defense stopped a midfield line. Now against Croatia, they will be targeting our defensive line. So we must show the other side of us. Can we defend that line very well? We must show that side. Now, in order to hurt them, looking at this and how they commit a lot of men up front, clearly we could see, the spaces behind them. Because their rest defense is a 2-2 rest defense structure. The first two
backs, two midfielders.
Two midfielders. The midfielders are Modric and then Kovacic. So for these two, in transitions, we can outrun them. So the only barrier in terms of their defensive transitions becomes their two centre backs, Josip Sutalo and then Pongracic. Why? Because for Modric and then Kovacic, even for Kovacic, at times he uses his ball carrying ability to enter into this line, leaving only Modric. In their game against Panama, there were times Modric even dropped to form, a temporary three with their centre backs, leaving nobody in the central areas. So with Croatia, they are very open whenever there's a transition, and that is where Ghana, our strengths are.
Okay.
Croatia, they are open whenever there's a transition, because even if it's Modric and then Kovacic trying to stop the transitions, these two players, they are not pacey enough to stop those transitions. What they can do is to foul you, and with that, if you foul any player there, it will be a yellow card. And once they get the first yellow card, they cannot do it again. So that is one of the ways, Nathan, that we can hurt this Croatian team. In transitions, very quick transitions. Why? Because Modric, Kovacic, they are not, that pacey. Again, Ghana can hurt them from set pieces.
Okay. Set pieces.
Yes.
Before you move to the set pieces.
Okay.
You see, Coach Namely said something. I don't mostly agree with Coach. He would tell you when we meet, we do a lot of arguments. But I would have to agree with him there. If there is any game that Jordan will need to set out, it is this Croatia game. Not because it's not good, but because of the opponent's defense that we are facing. Do you think this is the best game to start someone like Brandon Thomas Asante because of his sheer force and pace?
Stylistically, this is a game made for Brandon Thomas Asante. But you see, Nathan, it's two things. It depends on what Ghana wants from this game.
All right.
If Ghana wants a win, we need to drop Jordan and play with Brandon Thomas Asante because of his transitional threat.
Okay.
But if Ghana wants a draw, it means that we need players who hold on to the ball, draw fouls, delay some time for us. And with that, we are going to need who? Jordan.
So it depends on
it depends on our approach and what we want in this particular game.
Fantastic.
I see. So depending on what we want, we can...
Exactly.
Okay, so playing Jordan is an indication of what we want.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if we start Jordan, then we are telling ourselves that
we are just trying to
protect what we have. But if Jordan doesn't start, then Carlos Queiroz is probably telling us that, you know what, we want to go at...
And Nathan, if we start Jordan, if there's a game where Ghanaians should understand that he should not release the ball early to our runners, it is this game.
Yeah.
Because if you start him, it means that we want him to, just hold on to the ball, draw fouls, delay time, full time. Yapon. Ghana, 5 points. Second. So it means that he must protect the ball a lot. There will be a lot of runs where he will decide not to pass, but to draw a foul. Most of us are not going to understand it. But if we start Jordan, it means that this is what we want from him in this game. In this game, because of the style of Croatia. So that is how we can head them in our transitions. And again, the set pieces. Ghana is a very good team, especially under our new set piece manager. You see, with set pieces, whenever I'm analyzing set pieces, I grade them into grade 1 and then grade 2. For grade 2 is where you are getting a lot of the results from the set pieces. So people will check the stats. Oh, England has scored this number of goals from set pieces. They are the grade 2. That's why you saw it. Oh, Arsenal has scored this number of goals from set pieces.
Yeah.
They are the grade 2. That's why you saw it. But there are a lot of teams at grade 1. Grade 1 means that they are doing the right patterns, but they are unable to score. Their corner kicks and everything are getting to their target, but their target are failing to score. That doesn't mean that the corner kick routine was wrong. No, it was right, but the target was unable to score. It means that that team is at the grade 1. So when it gets to grade 2, it will be where the target will eventually be able to score. Okay. For England and most of those they are the grade 2. That's why we are able to see it. But Ghana, we are the grade 1. So our patterns are good, but the receivers are unable to score. So we've not gotten a lot of the goals as England have gotten from those set pieces. But we are a good side when it comes to set pieces. So in 2 ways, and I think Ghana can can hurt Croatia. The first one is in transitions because of their poor rest defense structure, and then the second one is from set pieces. Again, Nathan, if there's one thing that Ghana really did well against England, that I'm expecting the Stars to continue against Croatia, is how we defended the wide areas and then the box.
Okay.
There are teams who are very good defending the wide areas, but they cannot defend the box. So whenever the ball gets to the wider areas, they can come here and try to defend. But if you are able to send in a cross or put the ball into the box, they cannot defend it. But for Ghana, in a game against England, we were able to defend the wider areas very well. Again, we were able to defend the box very well. Now, against Croatia, who are their wide players? If Vardiol holds the weight, it will be Vardiol, Stanisic. If Perisic holds the weight, it will be Perisic and then Stanisic.
Yeah.
These are not players who are very good in terms of 1v1 as compared to England. Because if England is giving you 1v1 threat of Saka, of Rashford, of even Gordon, who is a very good out-to-out winger, and then Noni Madueke, another very good out-to-out winger. Madueke, very, very good out-to-out. Out to in, he's not good. But out to out, get to the byline, put in the cutbacks, he's very good at that. So if Ghana was able to defend those wingers with those 1v1 abilities of England, then I'm thinking that with the wingers and then the wide players of Croatia, they are not as skillful as those for England. So we must be able to defend the wider areas. But where Croatia does better than England is the box presence. Because as England is better than Croatia in terms of the wider areas, Croatia is better than England in the box presence. Because even if they get Josko Vardiol into the box, for Man City, he's proving it. With Ante Budimir, with Baturina, with even Kramaric into the box, they have a lot of box presence. That is why I suggested, Nathan, just look at this. If there's a cross, there's at least 4 players trying to attack this cross. Can our center backs and probably the left back alone defend it? Because once the ball is here, it means our left back
has to be out, engaging the man.
So can only these 3 players, stop it? That is why I am recommending Ghana plays in a 5 at the back. Or if we are going to play in a 4-5-1 as we did against England, our midfielders must make a lot of recovery runs into our own box for us to get the numbers here to defend, because Croatia have the box presence more than England, Nathan.
Interesting. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Time check is 9:24. What are your own thoughts of Ghana v Croatia? The game is on Saturday, 9 p.m.
Don't tell you.
It's on. So yeah, Coach Kwabena Danso has broken down the tactical side. He's highlighted what we should potentially expect from a tactical perspective, how the Black Stars should approach. He says, if we want to succeed, if we want to attack Croatia, then we have to bench Jordan Ayew and start branding Thomas Asante. If we are going into the game to protect a point and walk away with 1 point or a draw or trying to avoid defeat, then we can play Jordan to slow the game down, buy time, win fouls, and disrupt whatever it is the Croatians want to do. You can send in your comments 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. A little later, we'll open the phone line so you can also share your comments. Michael, as I read is here. Michael, do you have any comments you want to?
I think maybe some few pointers. Luka Modric, yes, he's a valuable asset to the Croatians, but then again, he's also become a weak point, a target. He is not as agile. He cannot turn, move like he used to do some 7-8 years ago. I think he becomes an easy target in the sense that we need to target him when he has the ball, especially with his back facing the Ghana area. Coach Riley mentioned he plays a part in at times when they arrest defense, and it means that the moment Croatia has the ball and they have to build from the back, Livakovic, their goalkeeper, will likely find Luka Modric. So when he is receiving with his back facing Ghana, I think he should be pressed. If you check the penalty he committed against England, it was Luka Modric just given the natural reaction he can give at his age. He's 40. He doesn't have the swift turns, how he's able to use his body to deceive opponents and then outwit them in duel. So I think he should be a target for a press. We can trap him. The moment he has that ball, we're able to snap at him and then win balls off him. I think it is very, very important to how we play. Again, our shape. I think we need more numbers in the middle. We need more numbers. I would not make a big case out of it if we even start one attacker and then have like 3 minimum midfielders in the middle area. Because I think Croatia's biggest asset is how they control and then distribute. They hold on to possession control. And it all comes from the middle. Their wing areas, they don't sustain possession there. The moment the ball goes to the wings, it is to cross. So if the ball does not go to the wings, then they can't be that dangerous. But where will it get to the wings from? From the middle.
From midfield.
So I think we need more numbers there to help us engage in active duels. I think the game against England, it was because we were very active in the middle area, especially closer to our goal area. And I think it is what helped us. So these are some of the few pointers I want to highlight. Their goalkeeper is a press trigger. Luka Modric with his back to the Ghana area is a press trigger. Even for Mateo Kovacic, he's also lost some level of sharpness. We can also target him as well. It's going to be a difficult game, but it's a game that we can manage, judging by what we've done in the first 2 games that we played in. So let's see what becomes of it.
Well, we'll see. Comments are welcome. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Comment 054-257-1061. We'll see if we can connect with Raymond Yamado, who's in the United States, just to get a feel of what exactly is happening. Let me go through. Let me go through some of the messages that have come in. This one says, I think the African teams are exceeding my expectations. So far, how many African countries can make it to the round of 16? To the quarters? Okay. Benjamin Kwame has also. Okay, maybe I'll ask Michael too.
So far we have 3. And that is the highest number Africa has ever presented in the knockout stage of a World Cup. The best was 2022 when Morocco, Senegal made it out of their group. So 3 now confirmed. It could be more. The best case scenario is we can have as many as 7 African countries making it. Worst case scenario, we can have 4, 5 in the knockout stage, including Ghana. Already there are 3. Morocco is there. Then there is also South Africa. And then La Côte d'Ivoire have also qualified. There is a chance Egypt makes it. There is a chance Ghana makes it. That is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Senegal can add to the mix. DR Congo and Algeria can also add to the mix. So the best for us is that we can have 7, 8 teams. The worst is that we will have 5 teams in a knockout. And that will be Africa's best ever in terms of teams that have progressed from the group to the next stage.
All right, we'll see how it goes. 054-257-1061. This one said, why has Turkey gone out of the tournaments? Did they not qualify for the third place
Team
teams?
qualifications.
Third place qualifications.
They were not third in their group.
Turkey didn't finish third.
No.
Even though they got 3 points, Turkey didn't finish third. They finished bottom of their group.
Exactly, head to head.
The USA 6 points, Australia 4 points, Paraguay 4 points,
Exactly.
Turkey 3 points.
That is it.
So they finished bottom of their group. Okay, Justice from Takoradi says, can a match be put on hold if a player complains that they want to visit the bathroom? If we had to go by Michael's analogy, that every player on the field of play, life matters. Yeah, I mean.
No, I said life matters. If a player has to drop on the pitch, like it happened with Christian Eriksen at the last 2 editions of, that was Euro 2020.
Euro 2020,
Yeah. You saw what happened in the Denmark game. The moment a life is at stake, I don't think going to the washroom means your life is at stake. So I don't. But if a life is at stake, whether it is an official, a supporter, or a player, the game has to be put on hold. In the same vein, in Doku's case, a life or lives were at stake, and he had to attend to it. End of case.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's proceed. Let's take some more messages. 054-257-1061. Rainy in Kwabenya says, hi, Michael, Nathan, and coach. I'm expecting the team to be disciplined, to be focused, complete passes, and nail all changes with Partey in the team. Every team should go to sleep.
Allah.
I see. All right, let's go through some more messages and then we'll proceed. We'll see if we can take some calls a little later. Okay. All right, 054-257-1061. Stanley Nachimota says, Algeria, Austria are in hot waters. They meet tomorrow. The winner will finish second. And that second place team will meet Spain. I see. So I don't know what they want to do. Maybe they might try to avoid.
If they draw, they will still come back to their goal difference. So it's an interesting one.
All right, this guy says, I side with Coach Chris that the Black Stars should stick to the same formation. But I think playing a mid-block against Croatia would be ideal. Like he mentioned, it's an aging team. And in this situation, they'll be playing for a win. So we draw them in and unleash the fast wingers to do damage. I do not agree with him about starting play from the back. The guys haven't mastered it yet. And this is the World Cup. You do that at your own peril. Finally, I think we should be ready for any team. It's about that time. All the teams are tough. Okay. Kofi Nathan sending us a message from Tema. This one says, tonight is France v Norway. Whoever wins will top the group and meet Cote d'Ivoire in the round of 32. Prince from mile 7. Yeah. Okay, that is very true. The places are, being taken up quickly in terms of the round of.
No, it's whoever places second in that group. That is Group I, right?
That is
the France's group I.
France's group. Yes, France's Group I.
Yeah, so whoever places second in that group will face Cote d'Ivoire. Not who tops it.
No.
I think when France tops that group, Then they will be
Group
playing.
I.
Yeah.
You're talking Group I.
Yeah, Group
Whoever
I.
wins Group I
Will
will take
play
on the third place
player,
teams
exactly.
in C, D, F, G, or
Exactly.
H. So that's the lowdown. This one says Uruguay must go home anyhow. We haven't forgotten 2010. Suarez must always cry at the World Cup. I don't know why we are still stuck on 2010. This one says massive game against Croatia. Carlos Queiroz has built an absolute wall in the 2 games. 0 goals conceded. My prediction is a hard-fought 1-0 for Ghana. Parkwesi from Adenta says greetings to Michael. Let's go through some more messages. 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. All right, this one says we'll beat Croatia regardless. The hard part of meeting Portugal, Spain, and the US. Page 4 from Oyare Fammo. Okay. This one, Ben from Nungwa says, I think we should closely monitor the game between Portugal and Colombia. If Portugal wins, we can lose ours and we stay in the US with Partey available as well, and avoid Portugal because it's obvious England will beat Panama. So what's he saying? If we lose our game,
I think Portugal, Colombia play before us.
Yes.
Yeah, so we observe what will happen in that group. So in the event that Portugal places second, then it means it is 2 out of 3 that will play Portugal, whether in Canada or in the US. It is 2 out of 3. But if it is about moving to Canada, then it means we need to check where we place in the group.
Yeah, I think if we finish second, then we are going to Canada.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If
Yeah.
we finish second, we are going to Canada. That game will be played at the Toronto Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
And it can end that we finish third and still play Portugal, depending on where Portugal places. So we should just avoid Canada.
Yes. So we
that
have
should
to
be the
think
conversation.
about that. And also, if look, even losing could come at a risk.
Yeah.
Because if you lose heavily,
it could affect your goal difference.
It could affect your goal difference. Yeah. So let's be very careful here. Vela Carter from Osu says, I think Jordan should start for the whole that play in the first half. Then we take him out in the second so that we'll have seen, with that, we would have seen where the England game will be heading to. Okay. I'm trying to understand that anyway. That's fine. This one says, Oscar from Satellite says, I'm disappointed in Turkey. They put themselves in a fix, but France will win with ease. Okay, we'll wait to see what France will serve us. The 054-257-1061. We've been joined by our very good friends from Moga. Moga is the Fancyman Old Girls Association. I don't know why they came alone. They should have brought the Santas. I don't know why they came alone. Anyway, I have in studio Shirley Tony Coombe. She's vice president of Moga, which is the Fancyman Old Girls Association, and the planning committee. Shirley, good morning. Welcome to the Sporty Breakfast.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and I'm doing well.
Wonderful, wonderful. What brings you back? I'm told you have a massive event this weekend.
Yes, so we have the Moga National Health Walk happening this weekend. That is tomorrow, Saturday, 27th June 2026, and it's happening in Accra at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, and also across our chapters in Koforidua, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Winneba, Takwa, Takrade, and all over. It's a wellness day for us.
I see. Wow, it looks like, so what, the entire Moga family is expected to show up?
Exactly. So that's why it says national. So it's actually being global, because we have UK and US also joining. So it's a day set aside it's one of the key activities on our calendar to make sure to promote the health and wellness of our people. So it's a wellness day for us to make sure that we exercise women per our nature and per our culture. We juggle so much, and we are taking care of so many things, including you, the men, to the extent that we don't have time taking care of us. So this is a me time for us.
Okay, I see. Wonderful. I like the theme: Purple Steps, Healthy Hearts, One Moga 2.0. I see. Yeah. What are the different touch points in terms of the theme? What are you seeking, or what did you think of when you thought of this theme?
Yeah. So first of all, I mean, when you talk about, anybody who knows Infantiman lady knows that one thing that comes to mind is purple, the energy, the vibe. You don't, Mogas or Mogans are very, very energetic, full of energy. So the theme, Purple Steps, purple is our identity. That's our color. That's your color. And I tell you, when you cut my blood, you cut my skin, you not see red. You see actually purple.
You bleed purple.
Yes, you bleed purple. So it's our identity. When you go to the color, that's our brand color. Then, so we are painting tomorrow everywhere purple steps. So all the steps you see are purple. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but we see the spiritual realm. Then the Healthy Heart, seeking to promote the health and wellness of our community members, making sure that they take good care of themselves, and also the One Moga, promoting the unity across our various chapters, making sure that we are all doing the same thing at the same time. Okay.
You mentioned the walk, which is of course the biggest part of what you're doing. Are there other things you're doing tomorrow for those who will be there?
Yes, so when we say the reloaded edition, it's actually fully packed, and the fun is even triple packed. Last year we had a lot of fun. People wanted more. So this time round we said, no, what, after the walk, we'll not let you sit down. We'll do some inter-houses game competition, and we have the Engman House, we have Butlers, Gordon, Chinwe, Adoyeboa. We have beautiful house names, so they will all compete in the various, like a lime and spoon, tag of peas, eating apple. Come and see ladies trying to struggle to eat apple in water. So it's a lot of fun games this time around. And another feature is the Mogalet corner. We never had Mogalet corner. When we say Mogalet, they are the children of Mogans. So we call them Mogalets. We've created a corner for them where they will have somebody attending to them. They have the bouncy castle, they have the trampoline, so they could also have that time whilst we do the walk. They also exercise.
Okay, I see. So is the walk happening at the stadium, or the stadium is the final point?
The stadium is the meeting, the starting point, and also the end point. That's where we all converge. And we also have other schools coming on board. So we have our own boys at disco. Please.
Oh, and Raymond is not here.
Raymond is not here. Raymond should be here.
Raymond is on World Cup assignment.
Don't worry, the rest are warming up. Tomorrow you see them. We have Infantipim Old Boys Association coming. All the Cape School, Wesley Girls, Holy Child, Amosa, Nananom, they all coming. And last year, yes, they're saying we're having the event in Accra, and this is their land, so we need to invite the Accra school. So we've extended invitation to Presec, to Ebri Girls, to St. Mary's Old Girls, Accra Academy. So Accra schools are also joining. I said, everyone.
I'll be there representing Accra Academy.
Accra. Oh yeah, Bleo.
I see. Who are some of the personalities who will be there?
Yeah, so we've we took our time to actually do the selection. A lot of personalities are coming over, but some key distinguished ones are, one is the Professor Robert Ebohinson, who is the African #1 marketing scholar. Everyone knows Prof. Hinson, yes. So Prof has been on a wellness journey. He loves wellness. Yes. He does everything on wellness. So he'll be there. Abeku Santana, we know the energy and vibe. We wanted something that connects with the Moga energy.
Okay.
So Abeku Santana, the deputy CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority, will also be there. And our very own Gifty Auntie, who is a Morgan, will also be there, will be present.
I see, wonderful. So if you are part of the Moga family, tomorrow is a big day. You're having your wonderful event. It's the National Health Walk. Yeah. They call it. There's the Reloaded, right?
Yeah, Reloaded edition.
The Reloaded edition.
Yeah. Then we have the health screening also on board. We have St. Michael's Hospital coming to do free health screening. Shades of Sam also coming to do eye screening. So it's not just have going on the walk, but there are some other things. I see. On board.
What time does it start?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. on the dot.
On the dot.
Okay, so people are supposed to meet at the University of Ghana Stadium.
Yeah. Exactly.
What will be the walking route?
So we'll go through the Great Hall up to, all the places in there. We try and utilize it. I don't have it here, but offhead. But we utilize the whole of, and we have the brass band also joining us. And now you'll be surprised seeing. They can share Jama. They are not guys, but the Morgans can do it so well.
I see.
So everything, very exciting day that everyone should be. It's only about Morgans. We've opened it to the public to come. After that, we do some refreshments. Abichi before and after,
Great. Final words for anybody and everybody who's listening to us, people of the Moga fraternity, people of the Moga family, other people. What will be your final word to them?
My final word is that, first of all, I want to say thank you to Sporty FM for hosting us. You have a beautiful studio, please. And please, companies, make sure that you bring your adverts.
Thank you for that. Please, you had the lady. Please bring your adverts here.
Yes, and want to also say that wherever you are, every Morgan, all the schools, please rep tomorrow. Let's do this. This is the only time we have for ourselves. And want to see, come in your comfortable sneakers. There will be a lot of fun, souvenirs, other things to win, and fantastic prizes at stake for winners of the various games. So I hope to see everyone. And remember our Moga, our motto, Obra Nyewarabo.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was Shirley Tony Kum. She's Vice President of Infantiman Old Girls Association, the group. And she's the planning committee lead. We've been talking about the very exciting health walk they have tomorrow happening at the University of Ghana Stadium, 6 a.m. You heard the lady, 6 a.m. be there, go around, do the walk, and enjoy the screening, and after interact, socialize, make new friends, reconnect. So whatever year group you are, please reconnect with your mates, your juniors, seniors, and have a wonderful time. Shirley, thank you so much for passing through, and wish you the very best ahead of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Great. We are back. Let me take some calls. Immortal, please set the phone line for me. Please set the phone line. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. What are your expectations ahead of tomorrow? Let me take a few calls. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, Prophet Nathan, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine by His grace, and I greet everybody at the studio there.
Yeah. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
Koji Abua Sport M. Achimota.
All right, please go ahead.
Yes, so Koji Danso is not only a coach but also a prophet, because his predictions always come true, and as if I'm not a coach, I just watch ball, and also by some kind of divine inspiration, Yes, when you talk to God, God also talks to us back. Yeah, so by the grace of God, we should not be afraid of whom we're going to meet. Don't put any fear in the boys that we cannot go to. We can go to Canada and win the game there without Partey, with or without him. One way you have God, with God, all things are possible. He is with us, and He knows that. He knows our beginning, He knows our end. So we should not be afraid. Even if we meet Argentina, we're going to beat them. We have to take the game one at a time. Now, I love the analysis of the coach about the strategy of Croatia. I said that I'm afraid of Croatia even more than England, and he confirmed it. So that is it. We should not underrate anybody. We should not be like the Senegalese coach. You are playing with 2 times world champion, and you don't show them any respect. You carry the game straight into them like that. You do so. You are doing so at your own risk. So we should be tactical, and I'm confident. I'm confident that these last round matches are full of surprises. Don't be surprised if Panama beat England. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, anything can happen in this game. So you go and aim at it and finish it without thinking of who we are going to meet. And they should also fear us. We should make ourselves fearful, so that anybody coming to meet us will also come with fear that we're going to meet Ghana, the team that can do anything. That's the impression I want to create. So have a wonderful day, and I greet all of you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you. 9:52. You can give us a call, 054-257-1061, 030-279-4805. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
All right, please go ahead, Anubu.
Speaking to the coach and Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, we are all I think yesterday evening, last night, I spoke on one of the shows, I think Sporty night or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them that everything should understand that playing a tournament comes with strategy. No matter how good you are, you don't play tournaments anyhow. You play with strategy. And I love the fact that it looks like now we are beginning to realize that we have to play each and every match with a different strategy. That is perfect. And that is how we can come up and say some countries are tournament favorites, or they know how to play tournaments. Countries like Germany, a little bit of the Italians, the South Americans, and all that. That is why we can say that. Because no matter how good you are, when you are playing a tournament, you should find a way to avoid some of the big names. Because we all know that the big names are a big favorite of the organizers. So therefore, any 50-50 votes can go against you. And the way we are seeing Croatia, I love the fact that we are giving them that attention. They deserve it because we are being strategic. So we are looking at them from all angles. Any which way that we can manage to beat them or draw with them, and then move to a group that will help us to face an opponent that we can say to. We shouldn't be too proud not to do that. We should, and that is exactly what coach has said. He has given us the 2 lines. If we want to go and win, we have to drop Jordan and start with a fixture. If we want to draw, then we have to play Jordan. It's clear. And I believe the coach, also knows that this is what we have to do. We will never be like Senegal. We won't be proud that we have a good team or whatever, or we undermine the team and we go all out when we don't have to go all out. And that is what we have in Carlos Correa, a coach that can see how to play each and every game the way he should. You guys are doing a good job. We love it, and we are always stuck with Sporty. Good morning to everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Anobo. 9:55. Let's take a few more calls and then we'll wrap it up. At the end of the show, we'll give you our interview with Keto Quick. It was part of the documentary From Debut to Destiny, Ghana's 20-year history in terms of the World Cup. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Good morning, Tom.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing?
Charlie, we are okay.
Good morning to your fellow guys, fellow gentlemen in the studio.
All right.
Emmanuel on the line.
All right, Emmanuel, please go ahead.
So, someone said something in your comment section, and I totally agree with the person, that we should start playing the last game simultaneously. I think FIFA should look at that side.
But how possible is that going to be?
It can be possible.
Playing
at the
all
stadium,
good games at the same time. At the same time.
Like the way they play the Champions League last matches. But I think it will be more intensity because
but you see,
watching some of the games.
I get you, but Michael, Emmanuel, the problem is that how do I even say it? You don't even have enough venues to host all the matches. Do you know how many final round of group games are there, like final matches? A lot.
But now we are playing in 16 stadiums.
We are playing what?
I think this World Cup we are playing in 16 stadiums.
No, they are playing in. I'll check the venue. Their venue is about 16, I think. But there are more than 16 games. Think about it. There are 48 teams in 12 groups. And I don't think you can host all the games at the same time.
But if they can do that, it'd be very good. Because some of the matches, if you are watching them, like there's no any interest in the game. Like watching the game, like how do you call it? It will be how do you call it? How do I put it? Some opportunities to other teams who they haven't played yet. Because now they know the table and they know how to play the game. So if people will look at this side, because it will be very even the matches will be very, very intense when they are all playing at the same time. That's my point of view. If they can do something about that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but maybe it will not be now. Maybe other editions they can look into it. They can look into that.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, they can look into that. So I totally agree there. And everywhere we pass, now we go see if Canada everywhere, you have to be ready. You have to be ready because now you say you qualify. Now when you qualify from the group, you have to face what is in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be ready. And the Saturday's match, I don't think we should. And like the coach said, we don't need a win in this match. You go open up and go and collect like 3 or 4. Then our goal difference will become some way. Then we'll be now before we'll be doing. We think our calculating. You know it already. With our calculation, we don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Please, we don't need that this time. This is the first time Ghana is going to play a match, and we are all convinced that we don't need calculator.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you. 9:59. Let's take 2 more calls and then we will wrap it up. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can also send in your comment 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Eric calling from Ashanti.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah. Really great. Like, it's really amazing always listening to Coach Cabanada. I'm sure that by the end of the World Cup, most of us, the listeners, will be really like Coach because he really explains the thing really well. Like, in the end, you tell what you can.
Yeah.
And I got this about Uruguay. It's true. They are wingers. You ready? It's not like the tactics. The tactics they want to learn. I like that a lot. As you said, I was really nice. Yeah, and about the Jordan, are you good too? It's true. I see that this game is not just an early game, like to start. Maybe you can come, because honestly, for me, I think we should go in to win. Even if it is first or second, we should still qualify. And yeah, let's put our best foot forward and qualify. But there's one thing I want to say. I'm one of the people who are really, really happy that South Africa qualified. To be honest, because before their game versus Czechia, I was listening to the BBC and they interviewed this journalist, this female journalist, a female journalist in Ghana here, has a name of a female. And the way she was speaking, she was like dictated and all that. And it shouldn't be so. Football is to unite, or it's for unity. That's what it's about. So even if there's something going wrong in their country, I'm not sure all of the people in South Africa agree to what is being done over there. And the problem was that they asked the keeper that is it because of what's happening at their country, that's why people are not supporting. And he was like, no, this shouldn't be a matter even discussed here. And the journalist was like, no, he shouldn't have said that. He should have condemned it and blah, blah, blah. So I felt really bad, because BBC is going to the whole, and it's like they are creating division among ourselves in Africa. That it shouldn't be at all. You shouldn't use hate to I don't know how to say, two wrongs don't make a right. So I'm so happy. I was so happy that they qualified. And I think them with Canada, I reckon they are going to beat Canada and go to. So yeah, best wishes to them and best wishes to Ghana to wish you. Yeah, one of the coach said it's a game that Semenyo. It's a Semenyo game. Semenyo please score a goal or assist in this game. So we are praying for them and great work from Coach Ansu again. And Michael, I just love it when I'm listening to them. So I'll be glued to the Copa Mundo to get more of it. And great work to you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you. 3 minutes after 10. Let me take my final caller of the morning, and then we'll wrap it up here. All right. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
This is original Shatta 1, calling from Ashama, Lebanon, School Junction.
Okay. Please go ahead.
You know something? Please, let Coach carry your chaos. Let Coach carry chaos know that Jordan Ayew should stay at the bench and study the game. Or Antoine Semenyo or Kenneth Renchi, one of them should stay at the bench and study the game so that when such a player comes in as a substitute, he's coming to score 2 goals or more goals. Today, matches will determine that we shouldn't fear others staying at wherever because we need to collect World Cup. World Cup too, when you need to collect it, you shouldn't fear any country because you have to make sure that you score all the countries to win as a world champion. So when you are going to face any country and you put it in your mind that this team is higher than me, I'm afraid. And what should you qualify for World Cup to go and play Champions League, to go and play World Cup and collect World Cup? You should be ready to beat every team that you meet. So Coach Karikios should make sure that our Coach Karikios should make sure that one of those 3 players, one should stay at the bench and study the game. And the score line will be either 1 name against Croatia or 2 names against Croatia, or we'll score them 2 goals and they will equalize 1. Because it's an all-win for Ghana. That match is all-win for us. So we shouldn't fear whether Partey play or not, whether Kenneth Renchi play or not. All the boys are good. We should put it in their mind that every player has a potential to win a match. So we shouldn't be afraid of
Germany. We shouldn't be afraid of Portugal. Portugal is even common. Portugal is a cheap team that we can beat us down. Which country? We should be ready as we are prophesizing, and all Ghanaians have come together, and we are making sure that this World Cup, Ghana will do something. We should put it in our mind that every country that we meet, we have to score them. Now it's a knockout stage. We shouldn't pray for draw or this thing. Either we'll play and go to penalty shootouts, and that place will determine. We should make sure that all countries, we should beat them. We should make ready that we beat them and beat them hands down for them to know that, yes, we are the Abedipele country. We are the Osegan, Asamuejan, Sule Muntari, them squad, Maclesian, them coach, Karikios will make sure that we win and win hands down for him to hold Ghana and charge us more money for him to coach our country for us. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank you. All right. That's how we wrap it up this morning. On the Sporty Breakfast. Ghana people love the Black Stars. Don't let anybody tell you something else. Anyway, that's our Sporty Breakfast for the morning. Many thanks for joining us. I did this with Michael Asai-Bredu, Coach Kwabnadan. So earlier you heard Coach Christopher Nimli, Kelvin Owusu-Ansah, and the rest of the team. Many shouts to Immortal, Angela Naneki, and Abigail, my production team. Many shouts to Fly and Emmanuel Ayamga. They are the ones who made the streams possible. And many shouts to you, our listeners. Thank you for all your calls, all your messages. Really appreciate that. Later today, there's Copa Mundo. V-Power and the gang will be there to take you through the World Cup and everything surrounding it. There's a news at midday. There's Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4. As I said, there's Copa Mundo at 2. And then we'll give you some more World Cup commentary. We have so many games for you. And join us this weekend. Join us this weekend as we go out. We will be at 2 places. We'll be at the University of Ghana Athletic Oval for Ghana v Croatia. We'll also be at Good Park, or the Coca-Cola Good Park near Accra Mall. So join us, the World Cup and Sporty FM. 2 big entities coming together. 2 big entities coming together. Ghana's biggest sports station meeting the world's biggest football gathering. And all the things we are doing in terms of outdoor events, on-air coverage and all, is proudly brought to you by our valued partners. Coca-Cola, Feel It All, Pepsodent Do the 2 Brush Day and Night, Club Beer Cheers to our Chale Didi Jollof Didi Nasan Biom. Handy Farms, More Than a Farm, Ghana's mango elevated from farm to table. And the European Union supporting community engagement and youth participation through sports. All right, we are signing out on the Sporty Breakfast. Thank you so much. My name is Nathan Kwa. We'll catch you on Monday with a lot more to talk about on the Sporty Breakfast. But as we sign out, what will follow is our one-on-one with Keto Quick, who was done by Naneki Amankwa as part of the documentary From Debut to Destiny, Ghana's 20-year history in terms of the World Cup. So the interview talks about Ghana's history at the World Cup, our qualification story, all the very interesting things you know or may not know concerning Ghana's journey in the World Cup, which started in 2006. Enjoy the interview. Enjoy listening to it. And we'll catch you later. This is Sporty 106.1 FM. Enjoy your day. Coming up next is Naneki Amankwa's one-on-one with GFA boss Kurt Okreku.
President, thank you so much for having us this afternoon.